This is Ace and Friends.
Fast, fun, and funny. It's another great episode of Ace and Friends today, which does bring additional excitement. I'll tell you why in a couple of seconds. Things to know if you ever miss any part of Ace and Friends, which airs live on the Ace and TJ app every weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. You can also download it as a podcast wherever you download podcasts. You should really go to the Ace and TJ family app to download it and check it out. You can listen to it there. What else? Also our social media at acecannonmedia.com to follow along with a lot of the stuff that we do on Ace and Friends. Today's a big day. A life-changing day, because it was a couple of weeks ago that Ted D. Rob told us he's never parallel parked. He's 38 years old. He's driven away from events, driven away from dinners, driven away from a variety of things because he couldn't find a pull-in parking spot. There would be no parallel parking. Well, today we aim to change that. I was very surprised at the number of people, ages that I remember seeing, 37, 45. I'm sorry. Yeah, 37, 45, and somebody who was like 28 or 29 that had mentioned never parallel parked either. Have avoided it like the plague. Was it ever difficult? Does it bother you, Riggins, to parallel park? I don't think anybody loves it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my favorite thing to do, but I can do it.
So Ted D. Rob's gonna give it his first ever attempt at parallel parking. The good news is he's not busy at all today.
Yeah, and he's not trying to do this. Are you gonna?
Yeah, it'll be fun. I think it'll be okay. He's gonna really like it, Rick. Okay. If he doesn't, we're gonna really like it. So anyway, I understand. I was told that you messaged me yesterday that you have a bunch of questions for me about what my life.
Just general.
Okay.
General questions.
General questions. Plus, today's story you'll be talking about the rest of the day is really just. Nobody seems to know why this is happening to women in New York, but it's happening regularly with increasing frequency. And it is very weird. We've got some great audio and a lot of stuff coming up today. So hang out for this edition of Ace and Friends. Ted D. Rob, we're taking it outside to parallel park for the first time ever. Next, hang on.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin. We're here with our friend Richard Toccato of the Richard Toccato Companies, and he's ready to save you some money, get you some money with an instant equity line of credit. How does that work, Richard?
Best product ever. We take a little bit of your information. We find out if you get an offer or not. If you get an offer, you can decide what you want to do. Get your money 4 days later. Pay off credit cards. Do home improvements.
I've done it. It's super simple. And again, start to finish, 4 days, you get your money. HomeWithRichard.com is where you get the process started. It's HomeWithRichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
Ace and Friends.
Okay, we have a bit of a situation here that in true fashion, we'll just work it out right here in front of everybody. Because I'm kind of starting to feel bad now. Because we've talked about this parallel parking thing. I thought it would just be something fun, but something's going on here because you really, Rob, do not want to participate in this, do you?
I don't have a good reason for it.
Are you worried that you'll be embarrassed?
No, I don't know.
Because that's why I honestly thought at first you were kind of joking about not wanting to do it. I thought it was kind of a fun, stupid, silly little thing that we would do. But the more we talk about this, the more I realize you really do not want to do this.
Yeah, I have no interest in it. I'm working on vacation stuff, and it's stressing me out.
So is it the fact that you're working on vacation stuff at the moment still that's more stressful?
Well, that added to it for sure, but I haven't wanted to do it since the very first time you brought it up.
Okay.
I thought he was doing a bit. I thought he was...
Well, I thought he was just kind of having fun, like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke, a bit, but talking to him during the commercials, it's clear that he really.
It's causing him some anxiety now, and I don't want to be that person. Historically speaking, I am that person.
You are 100% that person. What are you talking about?
But I don't want to be in this case. I mean, Rob's got a lot going on. He's been going above and beyond to help out with the new stuff that we've got going. He's working on vacation stuff as well. So we'll just kind of let it slide, I guess.
I would appreciate that very much.
Why are you making that face, Riggins?
I'm still not sure he's not doing a bit right now. Like, I genuinely don't know. Maybe we could revisit. I don't even. I'm afraid to say anything. He seems really mad.
You're saying post? Are you mad, Rob?
No, I'm not mad. It's just I just really do not want to do it. I just have no interest. It's not something that I think is going to be fun for me. It's not something I think I'm going to enjoy. It'll put me in a bad mood potentially. I don't know. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, remember we asked him to go down a slide one time, and he was like really against that. Yeah, it might be kind of like that.
Did he go down the slide? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
No, we didn't do that
coming up, but I would not want to go down a slide. So it sounds like I never had a good experience with slides as a kid. I always like burned my legs and stuff, so I just didn't like it. Not a slide fan.
Was there a bad parallel parking experience when you were a kid or something?
I've never tried it. I was never taught how to do it in driving school. They never were like, all right, let's go do this, whatever. And I didn't have to do it when I did my driving test for the DMV, and I was sweating that for a good month before I went because they said that you had to do that, and I was like, well, if that comes up, I'm just not going to get my license, I guess.
Oh, so this is like childhood trauma that you're still living with.
Every time, if I go somewhere and they only have parallel parking, I'm not going. Unless there's one I can pull into.
Okay, wait, hang on a second. We got to finish this in a second. Hold on.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler is a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue, and once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do the higher end shots.
Now 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogenix. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first class cleaning with the Johnson Group.
Ace and Friends.
Okay, so really, I think you're right, Riggins. This may be some type of traumatic thing for Rob that I don't want to be asking him to do something that's going to bring up any childhood trauma. The parallel parking.
I think it's just that I over worry about things, and that just brings up my state of mind. The worrying I did to get my license.
Yeah.
Because
wait a minute,
for a whole month, I was like, I don't even know how to do this.
Wait, you're 38, and you're going. You go back now, worrying the worry about parallel parking on the show forces you to have anxiety over something that you successfully did 20 some odd years ago.
Yeah, I have anxiety about things I did as a child. Still, I think I'm the world's biggest worrier, and hindsight worrying is something that I do a lot. I go I'll just think of something randomly and go, why did I do that? And then I'll be mad at myself for hours.
Oh my God. Over something you did in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I that's just my brain is like, hey, you remember when you did this stupid thing? Let me bring it back up for you.
Yeah.
But nothing happened with the parallel parking. That's why this one's a little bit different.
There was no bad experience.
It's just, it brings the same anxiety to me. I can feel it in my stomach.
Because you were so anxious about having to parallel park when you got your driver's license.
Yeah, I thought I was going to throw up earlier. I just didn't bring that up until now.
Today?
Yeah.
The thought of parallel parking today got you to the point where you were going to throw up?
I thought I was. It didn't happen, obviously. I'm good, but it certainly did not. It certainly brought me the feeling that I was going to. Your mouth starts watering and stuff. I had that going on in here.
Well, now we definitely have to make them do it. Just kidding.
Ace and Friends.
All right, look at us back here again with Richard Toccato and the Richard Toccato Companies. You like that, don't you?
Well, it's really Ricardo. I mean.
So we tell you all about Richard all the time about what he can do for you, especially when it comes to this instant equity in your home.
Yeah, the instant equity thing is just awesome. You get an offer. I don't have to hard pull your credit. I don't even need your Social Security number. It's simple. We make you an offer. You can move. You can, if you want to get less or you want to do the terms different. It's so easy. It's all electronic. You can close the same day. Get your money 4 days later. You know, we have a lot of listeners calling in and taking care of debt that way. We have people adding, backyard barbecues, whatever they need.
Now, listen to that. You call in, they set it up, your money's there 4 days later. It's all done essentially in one day, and you're just waiting on the cash. It doesn't get any better or any easier than that. And it all starts by going to homewithrichard.com. That's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
There's a lot of news out there, but Ace and Friends just want to give you the good news.
Okay, today's good news. It just kind of sometimes you just need to hear things. Like, stuff happens, but you just need to hear good things. Like this story of a 27-year-old woman in Miami who just got engaged and is going viral because she posted a screenshot of the text her future father-in-law sent. Once the engagement was official, the future father-in-law texted her and said he wanted her to know how, quote-unquote, overjoyed everyone in the family is that she'll be an official member of the family. He said he can tell the two of them, quote, unconditionally love each other, end quote, and called it, quote, the most important thing that ever matters, end quote. Now, I think that type of thing happens regularly to people who get engaged. That a member of the family goes out of the way to let them know, hey, we're really happy about having you in our family. But it's always nice to see, and it does allow her a chance to let everybody know how much the family loves her and values her.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is the important thing. More good news from Salem, Oregon. A TV station there did a story on a retired guy named John Piper who volunteers by doing yard work and picking up trash outside his local high school. Like I said, he's retired. His son went there, and he said, you know what? I like the place. I like to keep the place looking good. He's been doing it 5 days a week for 16 years.
Dang.
So he shows up every weekday and goes around and picks up the grounds of the school, keeps the grounds of the school clean, just because he appreciates the time that his son had there, and it's a matter of pride. It's part of his community. He's retired. He has the time. It's close to his house. He just walks up there and takes care of it, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
Finding a way to give a little something back.
I hate that there's so much trash out in front of the school.
I wondered the same thing. Like, how much
5
trash
days a
is it?
week?
Yeah.
That's a lot of garbage.
But what they don't say is how long is he there?
Yeah, maybe it's 10 minutes.
It doesn't mean he's there, cleaning 8 hours a day. He could be there for, it could be a walk up, 30-minute walk around to pick up any trash and then walk back home. Who knows?
Yeah,
but either way, he's doing a good thing. And firefighters in New Jersey recently rescued a yellow lab that got her head stuck in the rim of a spare tire.
I saw that.
They had to lube up her fur with dish soap and vegetable oil, but eventually had to use a plasma cutter to get her out. So they had to, cut away the tire, part of the tire to get her loose?
And the wheel.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, she was wedged in there. I don't know how that even happened.
Just a spare tire laying around?
I guess so.
But either way, she's good, and that is the good news.
Coming up on Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
Riggins just has questions. And I think from now on, we may create a little segment called Riggins Has Questions. And it could be for me, it could be for Rob, it could be for everybody in general, whatever. But Riggins has questions about what? We'll find out next.
Ace and Friends.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
Ace and Friends.
So Riggins is really good at creating games, and I like all the games that you come in with from time to time. But he can also be inquisitive about people's lives, which is where we find ourselves today with an installment of a new game called Riggins Has Questions. So what is the background of this? Is there a theme to these questions or?
No.
Okay. These are just generic or general questions that you have for me.
Yeah.
Okay. You have questions about the life of the modern day Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
First one, when are you going to stop using that title?
I don't think I am. I think I like it more.
Yeah, do you know who Mr. Rogers is? He's not a wrestler. He is,
I'm aware of that.
I feel like you don't know Mr. Rogers.
Why? What makes you think that?
Because there's never, well, never mind.
Mr. Rogers was everybody's friend. He was like, hey, here I am. I'm friend. It's Ace and Friends. Mr. Rogers was, won't you be my neighbor? He wanted to be your friend. He was your good friend. That's, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I get it now.
Did you say I thought it was a joke?
Yeah.
Well, it kind of is, but I thought it was pretty funny.
Let's get to the questions.
I'm kind of attached. Oh, that wasn't a question?
No.
Oh, okay.
What is your all-time favorite food?
Fried chicken.
Good one.
Specifically cooked by my grandmother.
Okay. What do you think the worst job out there is?
Oh, the worst job out there. That's a hard one. God, there are so many jobs that I think, damn, that's got to suck. It's a real hard job, but I know some people who have, their job was paving, working in asphalt.
Tough.
And I just know, I knew somebody who ran a company that did that in Louisiana, central Louisiana. You know, you're laying asphalt in the summer. You have to wear a long sleeve shirt and stay covered because of the sun beating down on you. It's 100. The heat index is like 114. Oh, and then you're working in front of a big paving machine that is blowing out, you know, hundreds of degrees.
Yeah.
It's not. I've always thought that's a really hard job. That's a tough job.
What's your biggest life regret so far?
Oh man, there are so many of them. Probably, well, you know, one is that maybe anytime your kid dies, however your child dies, there's a tremendous amount of guilt that goes with that. And so even though I wasn't involved in it, she died in a car crash, but my biggest regret is that I wasn't a better father to my daughter.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's you know, you go to therapy for stuff like that. That's a hard one.
You're not kidding. I think I'm going to go to therapy for that.
It's hard, even though, but that's a common theme amongst parents who have kids that die.
Tremendous
is that
guilt.
you feel like, that you did something wrong that caused that somewhere along the way. So, okay, we'll get to more of these in a second. Hang on.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
Meal delivery services are a big thing right now, but Table and Twine is your local meal delivery service. The meals are fresh, not frozen like national chains. Plus, their meals start at just $7.99 a serving. Take back that time in your day, leave the shopping, preparation, and cooking to Table and Twine. Get details at tableandtwine.com. That's tableandtwine.com.
Ace and Friends.
Okay, now that I've composed myself from that last question.
Jeez. Can't be crying. It's a game.
Well, that was the question. Your question was about
Chill
life
out.
regrets.
Chill out, man.
All right. But I'll give you a different answer to that then. Life regrets. I've been too loyal to people in the past, and it's been to my own detriment.
Good one.
And I do regret that. There are times in my life that I should have put myself first. My life would be very different had I not put myself first. You know.
Cryptic. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I don't want to get into too much.
No, I hear you. Well, what's a movie you could watch every single day?
Old School.
You can watch Old School.
I
every
love
day?
Old School. Old School. Could watch it every day.
Okay.
Maybe I think there are a couple like that. I think I could watch a little bit of Hoosiers every day that it's on.
Yeah. If you had the opportunity to know the future, would you or would you not want to know?
No, I don't want to know.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
How long would you make it? How long would you survive in a zombie apocalypse?
I think I'd do okay. I'm armed, so that's helpful. And I've got a decent little amount of ammunition, that's not like a world in which I move, or I don't know a lot about zombies.
How many days? Because I have a number in my head for you.
For me, I'm going to go probably, now the zombie apocalypse, the whole world has become zombies except for just a few people.
Yeah.
Probably not that long, because that's a lot of fighting. And I'm probably going maybe at best 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, I wasn't even going to say a full week.
No. I know I know how to get it going.
I would not make it 2 days.
I get somewhere and get more heavily armed first.
Yeah.
And then, just you got to keep on the move.
Yeah. Do you often listen to your intuition?
Good question. No,
you don't.
I don't.
You don't.
Yeah, I don't trust myself enough in those situations. I think what I should do though, the right thing to do would be this, and oftentimes my intuition is right.
Yeah. What's your least favorite emotion?
My least favorite emotion?
Yeah.
Sadness.
Yeah.
Because I hate when people are sad.
Yeah. Do you tend to trust people easily?
Yes. And that can, because I just always think people they're not out to do harm.
Yeah.
I tend to be a little bit too trusting of people.
You're not skeptical of people.
Not enough. No, I am somewhat, but not enough.
What's the most relaxing part of your day?
I don't know the answer to that question. I know. I do know the answer to that question. When I put Dax down to sleep.
Okay.
Sitting in that chair, quietly rocking him is absolutely the most relaxing part of the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're learning a lot.
That's it. Yeah. I hope you learned something there. It was a little weird.
Coming up on Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
The story you'll be talking about the rest of the day is an epidemic that is growing in New York City, and nobody seems to know why. And it's only affecting females, specifically blonde females. And this is legit. It's real. Next.
Ace and Friends.
Richard Toccato with the Richard Toccato Companies is here. And Richard, how can people save money every month when they're dealing with you in a refi?
By paying off high interest rate credit cards. Sometimes it's better to have one payment than it is to have 8, 9, 10, 12 payments. So refinancing that first mortgage and getting all that cash out to pay off all your credit card makes a lot of sense.
It makes life much easier. Go to homewithrichard.com to start the process. A lot of options with Richard Toccato. Don't miss this opportunity. Homewithrichard.com. Today, every company is a technology company, but becoming a fully enabled digital workplace is not easy. That's why you have CompuCom to guide you, a proven leader in managed IT services. They'll do more than just get you ready for today. They'll get you ready for tomorrow. Go to CompuCom.com for details.
Ace and Friends.
This is where every day we give you the story you'll be talking about the rest of the day. Meaning, it could be something very topical, like a couple of days ago it was the tragedy in Baltimore, because that's something everybody's going to be talking about, or something you'll be talking about the rest of the day because you've got to share it with somebody else. This is going viral on TikTok, and we'll just play one of these examples for you and then explain what little, and I mean really little, is known about this.
You guys, I was literally just walking and a man came up and punched me in the face. Oh my God, it hurts so bad. I can't even talk. Literally, I fell to the ground and now this giant goose egg is forming and I'm like, oh my God, it looks so crazy.
It seems to be women in their 20s, early 30s that this is happening to repeatedly all through New York. I saw Kendall Toole, the Peloton instructor, went on TikTok, tell people, hey, if you're coming to New York, you're going to be in New York. Listen, don't look at your phone. Walk with your head up. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't walk alone. But this is becoming some type of an epidemic, and nobody knows what started this. But women walking or standing alone, if their head is down, looking at their phones as they walk past, somebody just will swing and punch them in the face. This girl never saw it coming. Took a shot to the forehead. And you can tell it's starting to swell up and form as she's walking down the street. They don't know who does it because by the time they collect their wits, everybody's gone.
Yeah. It's terrible and scary.
It's horrible. You think about your mom or your sister or somebody, your girlfriend, your wife, standing on the street corner, and if somebody just walks by and they're looking down at their phone for directions, and then bam, they never see it. Some of these women are being knocked out.
Yeah.
It seems to be one warning I saw. A woman said she was hit and that she has another friend who's blonde that she had hit. That somehow more blonde women, but it's not only blonde women, but the majority of these people seem to be blonde who have been hit. Again, this is in New York City. It's not happening everywhere. But the scariest part is there doesn't seem to be any reason why this is happening, or no idea of where exactly this started or how the idea was spawned. It's very, very weird and very frightening.
Yeah, very scary. And not a good look for the city.
Yeah, not a good look at all. And hopefully this word gets out enough that enough women are informed that this kind of stops happening, because they're not alone. They're not looking down.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, it's just random people just punching women who are doing nothing more than looking at their phones in New York. But that is the story you'll be talking about the rest of the day.
Coming up on Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
Today is a landmark musical milestone that nobody in this room cares about but me. I hope that you do, though, because it's really an important part of our pop culture. Next.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler is a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue. And never once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do, the higher end shots.
Now, 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogenix. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
If you want all of the heating, air, and electrical work in your house done by the very best, then you need Bradham Brothers. They've been a family business thriving for over 50 years, and that means they're doing something right. Go to BradhamBrothers.com.
Ace and Friends.
Every day we pull together a collection of 2 or 3 little stories, just little blurbs that are overwhelming. They're not going to change anybody's life, but they're things you might find interesting. For example, just today, you might want to know this. You might find this interesting. A study found that back-to-back nights of bad sleep will make you feel more than 4 years older than you really are. But if you can get a month of perfect sleep, you will feel 5 years younger than your actual age.
Okay.
Now, who gets perfect sleep for a month? Well, other than Riggins, who sleeps at least 8 hours a day.
It's important.
That's something you might find interesting. And here's something that I am fascinated with, and I realize no one else cares. Maybe Tech D Rob, because I think he might have seen the documentary. But 38 years ago today, March 28th, 1986, at 10:15 a.m. Eastern, more than 6,000 radio stations of all formats simultaneously around America and around the world played We Are the World for the very first time. What is that? What is the face for?
Well, you're right. Go to Rob. That is
So I know you haven't watched the We Are the World documentary on Netflix, which is phenomenal. It's unbelievable what these people pulled off.
They recorded a song together. So they didn't build a monument. It's unbelievable.
In the time frame that they had and the way they had to do it and make it work. Yeah. It's
for 3 minutes to sing a song?
Yeah. It's pretty impressive. It was pretty awesome.
Unbelievable.
Plus, they all gave of their time to raise millions and tens of millions of dollars for Ethiopian famine relief. Now, it didn't exactly help a lot, but that's the politics of the situation. But what a testimony to people about giving and, providing hope and helping others, giving of your talents to support those in need. But yeah, it was on this day. One of the greatest achievements in pop music, one of the most important pop music records of all time. We Are the World was first heard on more than 6,000 radio stations at the exact same time. Like you couldn't turn the dial from the pop station to the rock station, the country station. They're all playing it at the same time, everywhere. That's what simultaneously means. In case you didn't know.
Oh, at the same time.
Yeah, today on 19.
I'm just being a hater. I don't like the song, but yeah, it's good that you find
the song's not as good as the story. Like the story is great. The documentary, even if you don't care at all about it, is worth watching because it's just cool to see how they pulled the whole thing off, and all of these legendary people that you know, kind of hearing a little backstory about them. But I thought it was cool. We Are the World debuted 38 years ago today in 1986.
Ace and Friends.
Our friend, the world famous Richard Toccato is here with us. And thank you so much for reaching out to Richard. He's telling us all the time about how many listeners are reaching out and saying, hey, show me about that refi. And let's do some stuff like that. That's the way you put it, though. Show me about that refi.
Show me about that refi.
What you got about that refi? The cool thing is Ace has said, we have a lot of options, and we have, I'm doing refinances for people. We have people down in Greenville, North Carolina. We have them at the beach at South Carolina. We have them in Charlotte. And the main thing is to refinance, make their finances better, take the stress of every month. If I save them $700 a month, $800 a month, it's a big deal for them.
Yeah, it's a real big deal. $700 a month. That's fantastic. And again, we've talked about this before. Richard's a broker. That's how he gets more options than a bank. He can do more. Just go to homewithrichard.com to get started. Homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
When it comes to buying or selling a house, there are all kinds of people that can help you do that, but not like the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. They are so much more than just real estate salespeople. Find out by going to acetj.com/Temple team.
Ace and Friends.
It's odd how universal things happen to all of us at certain ages as we go along in life. No matter where you are, no matter where you live, there are some shared experiences that we all have. Well, Riggins found this one on TikTok, and he says he's 36. He can confirm this is true.
I'm not entirely sure when it'll happen, but at some point in your late 30s, you will realize you are far too concerned with a tree. Yes, I said a tree, singular, not the trees, a tree. There will be a tree in your life, whether it's your yard, your neighbor's yard, your neighborhood, where you work, somewhere, a tree that you see regularly that you believe could be better. Like it was planted wrong, it needs to be trimmed more, the leaves aren't doing great, but it's really concerning to you and you think a whole lot about that tree.
So you're 36.
That guy served me. I went, oh my God, yes, finally somebody said it.
Where is your tree?
In front of my house.
Oh,
I think about this tree all the time. At least 3 to 5 times a day. I'm thinking about the tree.
So I had to think back like 20 years ago when was there a tree that I was concerned with? And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
There was a tree that was in my backyard at my old house. I had only lived there a few years this time, but I was already like, that tree's going to be a problem in the future.
It's either going to be a problem or it's a problem now. But
the way that tree's growing up by that fit, that's going to be a problem. I got to figure out something to do with that tree.
If it falls, it's going to hurt. Sometimes I'll stand in front of the window and I'll just sit there with like my hands on my hips, just looking at this tree like, so we got to do something about this tree. It's so true. It's so stupid.
Yeah, that's one of those things that until I never gave that a thought until you sent me that and I saw it and I thought, did I have that? Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If God forbid lightning hit, that's going to fall on this part of the roof, or the leaves are different colors or the roots are coming up out too far, it's going to mess with the foundation.
Was toward the back, it was tall, it was bending. It was like, oh, that's going to, there's no way that tree's going to hold up much longer.
Yeah, and you start thinking about the tree and it's stupid, but it's so true.
Kids, don't play over there in case that tree, say something happens to that tree.
Yeah.
Stay away from that area over there.
You're far too concerned about a tree.
Yeah. So again, the theory is, think about it. See if it's true that at some point in your late 30s, you become obsessed with a tree. Not all trees, not a forest. There's one tree that becomes a part of your life. And it could be just, God, you look to this beautiful tree every day.
I'm thinking about the tree now.
It's genius. Yeah.
I'm literally thinking about it.
Coming up on Ace and Friends.
Ace and Friends. You're going to meet some of the laziest people ever. They just happen to be part of the Ace and TJ radio family. Coming up next.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
This is Ace and Friends.
We all can be lazy from time to time. It happens to all of us. But there were some incredible examples today on the Ace and TJ show that we were talking about. The simple task in life that you just realize I am so unbelievably lazy because I will not finish this. The number one answer, I don't know that I consider it to be laziness. It was people saying if you pull up to a gas pump and it says see cashier, they just drive off.
Yeah.
Is that lazy or is that just, that would be so inconvenient? I don't have to go in there and deal with this person. It's going to be a hassle. I don't think that's lazy.
No.
Now, the second biggest answer was unpacking a suitcase. People said they've had suitcases packed for months that they brought home that's just still sitting there unpacked.
That's lazy.
I think that's lazy too. Yeah. But here's one of my favorite answers, some things that have continued to come in. So they said, keep me anonymous. When we moved into our new home, there was a good-sized stick on our roof over the carport. My husband said, I need to get that off the roof. We've now lived in that house 4 years. That stick is still up there.
Still up there.
You're telling me not one day in those 4 years did he go, you know what? I got a couple minutes. I'm going to grab the ladder and get up there and get that off.
Yeah. That would be easy.
What I find typically in these experiences is when you finally get around to doing the thing, at least I always realize, God, that didn't take nearly as much time as I thought it would.
Yeah.
It's not as difficult or time consuming as I expected it to be.
There's a clip that floats around TikTok and she goes, you know that thing you're stressing about and that you're putting off? Yeah. It's going to take you 15 minutes.
Right. That's exactly right.
It's going to take you 15 minutes.
Yeah. That's 100% correct. There are things that I've thought,
yeah, that's true.
This is going to be such a hassle. I don't feel like dealing with this. And then you do it and go, oh, that's 10 minutes. Yeah. That was super easy.
Yeah. But you put it off for 4 years.
Until it's just, feel overly, ladder, climb up, grab the stick, climb down, put the ladder back, you're done. That's an easy 5-minute job. Mm-hmm. One lady said, it's not me, but my husband. He will rinse the dirty plate off after he eats and then sit it on the counter, literally above the dishwasher.
Yeah. That is pretty lazy.
It doesn't take any more time to open that, when you wash it off, just open the thing, stick it in there. You're done.
But my parents have been married 40 years. When they're cleaning up the kitchen, my mom knows where the plates go in the dishwasher. And if he's not doing it right, hell hath no fury. I mean, she's like, Tom, could you move, please?
Does he still try to put them in there? Or
yeah.
Okay.
And shouldn't be a tag team operation, but he insists on helping her. When in reality, it would speed up the process if he just got the hell out of the way.
If he didn't help at all.
Yeah. It's like she's telling you without telling you, get out of the way.
You're doing more harm than good. Please just put the plate down. Yeah. I'll take care of it.
I appreciate the sentiment that you want to help, but
it's
get the hell out of the way.
easier if I do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Coming up on Ace and Friends.
Ace and Friends. A couple of bros. And then an interesting conversation about movie songs that make you cry. This is like might be your favorite thing of the day.
I love it.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
Ace and Friends.
I can't repeat the word that Ricky just used, but he said, I didn't remember this clip until I saw this morning. Let's just say he said it's a very sad moment.
Oh my God.
All right, so then set this up, because I'm not exactly familiar with what they're talking about, but I find them to be entertaining.
So this is called like The Basement Yard, I think is the name of the podcast. It's just two bros, and they're talking about songs in movies that made you cry or make you cry. And this is from Toy Story 2, which was out in the late 90s, I think. But it's Well, I don't know. They'll describe it in the clip.
What song is the one that would like get you the closest to having an emotional reaction like that? If any song, because that's a big task.
The song from Toy Story.
Oh, the Sarah McLachlan.
When somebody loves you, everything was beautiful.
That gets you.
But like, if I just hear the song, that's one thing.
When
But
you
to watch
see-
the video
when you see
of the doll being like,
and then she gets
you're
so
growing
excited.
up?
I kid you not, I'm getting goosebumps.
Nah, bro, I could.
She's getting so excited because she puts her hand down to look for it.
And I watched the clip. It was when Jessie, the female cowboy, was her origin story, I guess, and the girl forgets about the toy under the bed, and then finally she pulls the toy back out and remembers like all the great times I had with this toy, but it's now been replaced with like makeup and jewelry and stuff, and she ends up donating the toy like on the side of the road, and watches the doll's face. She's like, "Oh, you're forgetting about me. You've really let me
Moved
go."
on.
Oh my God. And with the music, I'm like, this is for kids. It was like 3:00 this morning. I went, oh my God, this is traumatic.
So how old were you when you saw it originally?
I don't know. I think it was Toy Story 2, whenever that was out. So I was probably, I don't know, 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe they made this for kids.
Do you remember that being emotional for you then?
No.
Okay. So
I didn't remember anything about it.
But now you watch it's like, oh my God, this is really sad.
Oh, well, go watch I think whatever the girl, Jessie is the name of the cowgirl. Go watch that clip of how she gets forgotten and donated. It's with the Sarah McLachlan song behind it.
I know the song, but the way you described it, I don't remember. I don't think I ever saw Toy Story 2. It's because I didn't have kids until after this.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's devastating.
I'm gonna have to go watch it.
Oh, please.
But the way you described it with that song playing, she pulls the dolly. Oh, we had good times. But in the box you go.
Yeah, she's like, we're going to go on an adventure. I'm going to bring you with me in my purse. And she's like, oh my God, we're reliving. And then she finds herself, she's like, oh no, she's donating me on the side of the road. Oh my God, it's like Old Yeller on heroin. I mean, it's crazy.
That's horrible.
It's crazy.
More Ace and
Our friend, the world famous Richard Toccato is here with us. And thank you so much for reaching out to Richard. He's telling us all the time about how many listeners are reaching out and saying, hey, show me about that refi. And let's do some stuff like that. That's the way you put it, though. Show me about that refi.
Show me about that refi.
What you got about that refi? The cool thing is Ace has said, we have a lot of options, and we have I'm doing refinances for people. We have people down in Greenville, North Carolina. We have them all at the beach at South Carolina. We have them in Charlotte. And the main thing is to refinance, make their finances better, take the stress of every month. If I save them $700 a month, $800 a month, it's a big deal for them.
Yeah, it's a real big deal. $700 a month. That's fantastic. And again, we've talked about this before. Richard's a broker. That's how he gets more options than a bank. He can do more. Just go to homewithrichard.com to get started. Homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
This is Ace and Friends.
So we were just talking about movie songs, this moment in Toy Story 2 that makes you cry. You've mentioned before, I know we all have them, like Riggins, The Champ is the movie that historically always makes you cry. Are there songs in movies or specific moments with songs that you can remember that you go, oh, this gets me every time that I cry? Because the song plays such a central role in that particular scene from Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Being so sad.
Oh my God, it's crazy. No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I do get emotional when I hear, because we're getting to the time when the Masters are on TV.
Yeah.
And they start showing the Clubhouse and Georgia, by,
Ray Charles?
Ray Charles.
Yeah,
and it's Georgia on my mind. And it's incredible. It makes me emotional.
Yeah, no, I agree every time. But you've actually been, right? You went
one time.
Like a practice day or something at the Masters. I've never been, but I can see that there are things like that occur. I racked my brain though. I couldn't come up with a moment from a movie where the song is going to jump out at me. I go, oh, that song. That's when that song plays. It gets me every time.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Titanic. That's the closest thing I can come to. Like, my heart will go on, but I didn't cry.
But I was saying, I didn't cry when I saw Titanic the first time. Or I've never cried at Titanic.
Yeah, I can't think of a song that's so closely associated with a movie that made me emotional.
Is The Champ? A lot of times I tend to cry in movies more from moments of triumph than sadness, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Like Hoosiers, one of my all-time favorite movies. Don't want to give away the ending. It's only been around 30 years. But when they win at the end,
Yeah, that's great.
That's more exciting to me than the sad part of the movie.
Yeah.
You know?
The champ thing was forced upon me, though. Like, my dad was watching that, and then he sat me down to watch, and I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Because now 32 years later, I'm like, why did he do that to me? That is not a movie for a kid.
It's a great movie, though. Oh, it's
good,
such
yeah.
a great movie. Is there a song in particular that you know wherever you are, it pops up, and you heard it, you're like, oh, I got to get away from this song.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is going to make me cry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just don't think I'll ever get over you, Colin Hay. That song just wrecks me at my foundation. I can't even listen to it.
So wherever you could be anywhere, in the middle of a party, at somebody's like a dinner party, people are talking, laughing, and that song is just playing in the background. Once you recognize it, you're like, oh, this is going to be bad.
Yeah. I think it was in Scrubs or something. I forget where I heard it, but yeah, if that ever pops up on a playlist, I'm like, skip.
I don't know that one. What is it?
I just don't think I'll ever get over you. Do not. Trust me, do not.
There's something that we are supposed to all have. It's the coming thing. It's the hot thing. It's from France. It's invading America. You can get them everywhere now. At Lowe's, at Home Depot. Everybody's got it. Everybody's getting one. But what's it like the first time you use it? We're talking about the bidet. Next.
Ace and Friends.
As winter packs its bags and spring settles in, the flowers, they are blooming. And at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress, the deals are booming.
You write poetry?
Does one ask a fish if it swims, or a bird if it flies? It was a long winter.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, with up to $1,500 in free furniture with the purchase of a mattress sleep system. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Ace and Friends.
Everybody's supposed to have a bidet. I've never used one still. Have you, Riggins? Never used one? Everybody that I've ever talked to that has one raves about it.
Yeah, they life-changing.
We talked about them a while back on the Ace and TJ show, and people were like, you just try it one time, you'll never go back. But there's some guys that are going viral because one guy decided to film through the door his buddy trying the bidet for the very first time. And this is pretty entertaining. Here we go.
Wipe first? No. You wipe after. That's the whole point. Okay. Come on, man. Here we go. Here we go.
So it's going now. The bidet's going now.
Yeah.
That wasn't the perfect spot.
Yeah.
So gross. So gross. That must be a weird sensation, though. I mean, you can't even. What that must be like.
That's the thing for me. I don't know if I can get used to that sensation.
We have a listener that shared his bidet, and it's a full-on. It's not one of those attachments. And the way he shows the water pressure shooting up out of this thing, it looks like a fire hydrant.
It seems like a lot, doesn't it?
It seems like a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It doesn't seem to be something that interests me. Despite, I'm more willing to try it now because so many people have said, I know, I'm telling you though, once you try it, it'll be crazy. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Both people in person and people via social media have said, if you try it one time, it'll be a life changer.
Yeah. They say it lowers your home value though if you install one. Because people come in and they're like, what the hell is that? And they're like, oh, it's a bidet. They're very common in Europe. And they're like, I don't like the look of it because there's, it looks like a toilet, but it's right next to the toilet. And they're like, I don't like that. Whatever that is, it looks weird.
Because a lot of the new ones are attachments that go into your regular toilet.
And that's like a very minimal stream.
Yeah.
The bidet that's next to the toilet shoots up like a fire hose.
See, and that's my problem. I just don't like so I've finished my business. Now I got to stand up and scoot over to, that's weird to me.
It is. Yeah. Very.
I'm just not prepared to fully commit to anything like that yet. I would be willing to try one, but I'm not prepared to fully commit.
We'll do that on Ace and Friends. Like Rob's going to parallel park.
Where do you go get one? Where do you find one?
I don't know. So we can contact. If somebody's got a bidet at their house, we'll go there.
Let me just swing by. I need to use your bidet for a minute.
Yeah, got to take a dump in your bathroom if that's okay.
I don't even have to do that. I just want to feel the jet up my booty hole.
Yeah.
Ace and Friends.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
This is Ace and Friends.
This is nothing but genius. And I mentioned it the other day because it's one of the things that I think that makes social media so much fun. There's a lady on TikTok who, I don't know, I guess she has gone viral because millions, it seems, of people have stitched her video. And her original video just opens her going, say the weird thing. You know, people are starving for the truth or something like that. And the numbers of people who are saying the weird thing, and they're very entertaining.
Yeah.
So you've had one funny thought. That's where you put it.
And they are weird. Like the girl the other day was like, don't you feel more naked when you're not wearing any clothes, but you are wearing shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, that's true. Yeah, you probably do feel more naked like that.
All right, so here's another one. I think these are great. Check this out.
Say the weird thing.
Metalheads are really nice people cosplaying as mean people, and hippies are really mean people cosplaying as nice people.
That's trippy. Because that's probably true.
It's very true.
Like those guys in mosh pits are probably like the nicest people.
Well, I thought about it. And one of the first things I thought was there's a very good friend of mine. His son, his name is Nick, is a phenomenal drummer, like a pro drummer. But I went to see their band play one time, and it is
heavy.
Full on. Yeah, it's heavy. Like when I walked in, my friend Jason was like, hey, come over here because you don't want to be in where the pit's going to be around there. You don't stand close to that. Get on the side over here.
Yeah.
And it was wild. The crowd was nuts. And it's just.
Yeah.
Nick is one of the kindest, nicest, most gentle people you could ever encounter in life.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Watching him play, he attacks the drums. And the whole band is like that. And then afterwards, they're all so polite, so nice. It's weird.
I met a guy in a coffee shop near me when I was living in the city.
Yeah.
He was like the most soft-spoken. He roasts his own coffee beans. He goes, I'm in a metal band called Between the Buried and Me. I went, oh my God.
What?
I was like, can I hear anything? He's like, oh yeah, we're on YouTube. You can go check it out. I went, holy shit, this is the same guy.
This is wild.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And then there are a lot of hippies who are just, they're very, they're supposed to be, free. And that means don't judge me, but I'm going to judge you.
Yeah. They grew up into just jerks.
Yeah, they grew up to be, they're the old people of today.
Yeah, and you hate the old people.
I really, really dislike a lot of the old people from today. Not all of them, but I'm growing to dislike more and more of them because they're just not cool. And that's why. And TJ was the one that pointed out to me, because they're that hippie generation. They're now the old people, and they're just not cool.
Or nice.
They're nice, yeah. That was a very astute observation from that guy, though. Yeah, and I thought about that for a while. Is that true? Oh, I think it is. I think he's got something.
Yeah. Ace and Friends.
Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler is a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue. And never once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do, the higher end shots.
Now, 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogenix. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
Ace and Friends.
Oh, I wanted to play this one last video before we get out of here today because Riggins, I don't want to overstate that. You love ASMR.
Yeah.
You'd like it.
Yeah.
You find it entertaining. Mm-hmm. I find it repulsive. It freaks me out for the most part. And things like this. He found this. Explain this girl.
this is a weird one because she's taken two subgenres of the internet and combining them into one. One of them is ASMR, which is like people talking like this.
They make little sounds like I'd be scratching your back.
You know,
it's really weird.
Yeah, they get all the senses going. But this one also combines ASMR with role play, which is another genre that I don't know much about. But she's acting as if she's the girl in class that wants to brush your hair, combined with ASMR. It's so weird. And yeah, this is what it sounds like.
This is very weird. See how much of this you can check out.
Hey girl, really quickly, do you want me to brush your hair for you? Yeah, it's just a little messy in the back. Okay, cool.
She's going in her purse now.
You know I carry everything in that little pouch. Just going to brush your hair like that.
She's making the brushing motion. You see the brush going up and down. Still brushing.
And it's really thick too. It's really thick.
What's she saying? It's so thick.
Just going to get the back of your hands well and just get the back like that.
Oh,
it's weird.
Creeps me out.
It's weird. And people either enjoy watching that stuff or they absolutely hate it. People might have just turned.
Yeah, it's not. It drives me. She's got these huge nails, and I don't like seeing the underside of the nail like that. She just keeps moving the brush like she's stroking her hair.
Yeah, and they're so popular. It's like, how do you even stumble upon that kind of stuff? A lot of people say it helps them sleep. Listening to ASMR videos like that.
But these things get huge. They do huge numbers.
Yeah.
This one's got almost 2,000 comments.
Yeah.
Not counting views. I mean, 2,000 comments is a lot.
Try to explain that video to like your grandparent or something. I mean, it's so bizarre. But yeah.
Yeah, there's no way they could ever understand that.
No.
They just can't.
No, and good for them.
Right.
That's stupid.
They lived in a better world. That's right.
Ace and Friends.
All right, look at us back here again with Richard Toccato and the Richard Toccato Companies. You like that, don't you?
Well, it's really Ricardo.
So we tell you all about Richard all the time, about what he can do for you, especially when it comes to this instant equity in your home.
Yeah, the instant equity thing is just awesome. You get an offer. I don't have to hard pull your credit. I don't even need your Social Security number. It's simple. We make you an offer. You can move. You can, if you want to get less or you want to do the terms different. It's so easy. It's all electronic. You can close the same day. Get your money 4 days later. You know, we have a lot of listeners calling in, taking care of debt that way. We have people adding, backyard barbecues, whatever they need.
Now, listen to that. You call in, they set it up, your money's there 4 days later. It's all done essentially in one day, and you're just waiting on the cash. It doesn't get any better or any easier than that. And it all starts by going to homewithrichard.com. That's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.